friends? How's it going? A few months ago, I was out at my post office box. I've got, a few blocks from my house. I was on the motorcycle, and a neighbor walked by, started talking to me about the motorcycle, and told me that they were interested in buying a motorcycle. They've, never had one, and I just told them, yeah, here's my, contact info. If you ever, actually going to purchase one, let me know. And if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer. And he messaged me the other day, and he's going to get a bike. And we went over through. He asked me a lot of different questions, and so I just thought I'd put this quickly together. This is for people that have never had a bike. It's going to be their first bike. Some very basic, simple things that maybe you don't think about. As far as buying a starter bike, I'm not going to really get too much into that. There's pros and cons to that. My own story: I bought the bike I wanted. I didn't go with a starter bike. I bought the BMW R1250 RS, which is a 534-pound bike. It's not light. It's not a starter bike. It's got lots of torque. It's fast, all that good stuff. But if you have the mentality, I'm an older guy, so I have patience, and I went very slow with the bike for the first few months. I did everything slow, got to learn how the bike moved, tipped in, all that stuff, and got very used to it before I started getting crazy. And I'm still not crazy on it, but I'm very comfortable with the bike now. I'm like, kind of one with the bike when I ride it. Of course, I could have went with some, like a 400 or 500 cc engine or something smaller, something lighter that's easier to manipulate and ride around. But I didn't want to, do that because I knew within 6 months I'd be bored. So, and starter bikes are great for some people. They need them. I think, especially if you're younger and you can't really control your throttle and you want to get on it and get crazy, it's probably best to start with something a little bit calmer before you get something like a complete sport race bike or hyper sport, something like that. Anyways, so here's a couple of things I came to my mind when I was chatting with this neighbor of mine. First off, MSF course, got to do that. You got to go out there and take a course to show you all the basics of riding a motorcycle, and how to do slow maneuvering, turns, where the signals are, all that good stuff. You got to learn that, and in most places you really need that anyways to get your endorsement for motorcycles. But the one I took here in Texas, it was 4 days. It was 2 days in a classroom and then 2 days out on the like a high school parking lot on the weekend. And it really helped because I hadn't been on a motorcycle in many years, so I had to do it for the license anyways. But with that in mind, you need to have a helmet for the MSF course, gloves, and long sleeves, and boots that go up over your ankle, and they're leather. Once I got the bike I wanted, I'd have a helmet and gear that kind of matched the style of the bike. And I was looking at a cruiser, I was looking at a sport bike, and I was looking at sport tour. I was looking at a few different ones, and they have different styles go with those different types of bikes and the color schemes and all that. So I didn't exactly know what I was going to get when I took the course. So what I did is I bought a pair of Timberland boots on sale. They went up over the ankle, leather. They weren't that expensive. I think they were like $60 or something. And then I bought a pretty cheap Bell helmet. It was I think it was like $90, $100, something like that. And it was just black, matte black, I think it was the color. I just recently sold it a few months ago, or a couple months ago. But I just bought that, and I just wore a jacket and long sleeve, long pants, good to go. Because this gentleman, my neighbor, he was like going out. He was going to go and buy motorcycle boots and all this stuff, and he has not really picked a bike yet. He does want a starter bike, but he's looking at Kawasaki and Honda, totally different color schemes. Big, red pretty much with Honda is a big color, and green with Kawasaki, or black. Or so I told him, I said, just go buy the cheap stuff. And he's, oh, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Because then he'd end up with a helmet and a jacket maybe that's hundreds of dollars that doesn't match the bike he ended up buying, or the style. So that was one thing that we talked about. The other one is the MSF course itself. When I took it, I think it was $250, or I can't remember. I'd have to get the paperwork. But anyways, check with your dealerships and the brands, because sometimes they offer deals for new purchases. So for example, I can only say that like at the Harley dealer and some of the other dealers, I've seen coupons for discounts off of MSF course, 10%, 15%, whatever. Sometimes brands will offer things, and in the case that I know of, because I actually utilized it, it was a really great deal, was BMW. Um, I got a really good deal. I got $600 worth of free gear from BMW for buying a brand new motorcycle, and $250 to pay for the MSF course. Now, it took me a while to get that money from BMW, but in the end, it eventually came, and I think it was really worth it. I didn't use the whole $600 though, because it was a little bit troublesome. Some of my other videos I talk about it, but I ended up getting it's about a $380 jacket from BMW for riding that's armored. And then the MSF course, they gave me the money for that, reimbursed that. So that was really cool. So, make sure you check out your local dealerships. If you're interested in the BMW, I know that deal, I just checked it online. That's still going on. Actually, it's even better now. I think the apparel is down. I'll put it on the screen. The apparel is down to 500 worth of free apparel, but the MSF course is up to $350. They'll pay for that with a purchase of a new BMW motorcycle qualifying, which I'm not sure exactly what that means. Mine qualified, and I'm sure most of them do, but check that out. And then Kawasaki, Honda, see if those companies offer those type of deals. Look into them, because it's nice. I mean, I got a free jacket and didn't have to pay for my MSF course. So I let my neighbor know that. He's not looking at BMW, but I told him, definitely talk to the dealership and see if there's anything from Honda or Kawasaki or whatever you end up buying. But that's it. I just wanted to throw those two things out there. Before you buy a bike, a couple things to think about. If you already know what bike you want to buy, or you already have a bike, then yeah, just go ahead and buy the helmet you really want that matches your bike, the jacket you want, the color schemes, all that stuff. But if you haven't set up, like my neighbor or myself, or a lot of people, they take the MSF course before they even buy a bike, which is smart. Just buy some cheap stuff that qualifies for the course itself, and then go ahead and buy whatever you really want once you get the bike. And also, when you buy the bike, you can also wheel and deal with the dealership about throwing in some discounts on the helmet, discounts on gloves, or pants, or whatever else you need to ride. Dealers usually will give you a little bit of discount on stuff like that. But that's it. It's still 100 plus degrees, triple digits here for like 6-7 weeks now here in Central Texas, so it's horrible to ride. I have not been riding very much at all. I think in the last 3 weeks I've only been out 3 times, which is not my usual. I'm usually on the bike 4 to 5 times a week. I just love riding and getting out there. So just here in the South, and not just Texas, but the whole South, just praying for some cooler temperatures here soon, so we can get out and enjoy the wind therapy. All right, that's it. Take care. Have a good one. Later.